Hi, I'm Jessica Amir for the Finance News Network, proudly joined by Kyckr Chairman Benny Higgins. Hi Benny, welcome to FNN.
Hi Jessica, it's a pleasure to be here.
So first up, for those new to the company, just tell us about Kyckr.
Well, Kyckr is a business, it's a small cap business that I think has got a fantastic customer proposition. In a heightened environment of regulatory pressure, it is so important that banks in particular know exactly what the identity of their customers are, and indeed make sure that they continue to know what they are. And Kyckr offers a unique service to make sure that that identity is verified, that it's based on primary source data and is continually updated.
And Benny, you've recently joined Kyckr not long ago in March. Just tell us about your background.
Yeah, I've spent all of my professional career in financial services. Way back at the start, I qualified as an actuary in the insurance world, but has spent the last 20 years or more in banking, going back to the NatWest RBS deal that was the biggest hostile takeover in banking history, and I integrated NatWest with RBS back then. In more recent times, I've spent the last 10 years as the chief executive of Tesco Bank, a bank that I left at the end of February with 8 million customers, and I'm very proud of what we did there. So I've got a lot of experience in banking in Europe and indeed in the US, where I was on the board of a bank for 4 years.
Very impressive, and you're very humble. So just tell us how you got involved with a small cap such as Kyckr and why you joined.
Now, in the first instance, it was John van der Wielen, who is my immediate predecessor, who I had crossed paths with in my time at HBOS. And as ever, you know, it's relationships with people that always matter most. And I've got the greatest respect for John, and I think it's mutual respect. So when he asked me to be his successor, I was very interested. But I think all roads lead back to serving customers well. And Kyckr, I think, has a proposition that is an essential component of how banks run themselves properly. I think it is a very compelling proposition. And when I met my other colleagues in Kyckr, I was very impressed by them. I think they've got the right attitude, the right expertise, and very optimistic about the future for Kyckr.
And Benny, what direction do you really hope to take Kyckr in?
I think the direction of travel for the business is already well established. I think what's happened today over the last few years, especially since the IPO, is a great credit to everybody involved in Kyckr. What I'd like to bring to bear is a bit more discipline about how we do things. We haven't really engaged in a proper marketing effort. I think we can do that. I think we can apply a bit more discipline to customer management. Beyond that, I think we've got to make sure that our investments in technology in particular are wise, and we've got to be agile. But I'm very pleased with what I inherit at this stage, and I just hope that we can continue to improve and develop the business. But because we have such a good customer proposition, that lies at the heart of success.
And Benny, if you don't mind me asking, I believe that you're going to be based in the UK as well. So just tell us why that's so instrumental as well.
The logical transition for the business was to have the chairman based in Europe, because albeit that the Australian market is important to us and indeed will be a hub for our Asian business, there will be a natural domination of revenue and customer relationships in Europe and the US in terms of what Kyckr is presenting to the banking sector, and therefore Europe is a more natural home for both the chief executive and the chairman, and that's the way we're going to be organised, so it's entirely logical.
And Benny, why would someone invest in Kyckr?
If I was an investor, I'd be looking for a company that serves its customers well and does so in a manner that can generate good revenue and commercial value. I think that's what Kyckr does. Is global in its contact with over 200 registries around the world, unique in having those primary sources of data. It is unique in being as comprehensive as it is in doing that job, and it has the capacity that we are serving customers today with in being perpetual, in making sure that that information is up to date. That is a very compelling proposition.
And Benny, what's next for Kyckr over the next year, with consideration to risk and opportunities as well?
The opportunity for Kyckr is to establish deeper relationships with customers that we have already got existing relationships with. We'll be looking to develop new ones too, but the really important thing is to stick to serving customers well. If we do that, everything else will take care of itself.
Benny Higgins, thank you so much for the update.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you.